Alex Jones is a martyr for free speech. In a truly terrifying turn in the war against free speech, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, and other social media platforms banned InfoWars and Alex Jones. The companies conspired and all banned him within 12 hours of each other. The platforms claim that Jones and InfoWars were banned for violating their vague, murky policies on hate speech. Apple was the first to ban Jones, and the others quickly followed suit. YouTube claimed that InfoWars was banned for violating live streaming rules due to strikes against InfoWars prohibiting live streaming, though Jones was reportedly live streaming on other channels. Jones's troubles with these platforms began when he made comments about the Sandy Hook massacre that sounded an awful lot like he was claiming that the government did the shooting itself in a false flag operation. Later, Jones went to great lengths to put into the public record that he, in fact, believed that the shooting happened and that it happened in perfect harmony with the official narrative. This hasn't stopped media outlets from reporting that he denied the official story, nor did it stop the Sandy Hook families from suing Jones. Jones eventually won those lawsuits. I am not a huge fan of InfoWars. I've watched the content before, but if anything makes me want to go to InfoWars' online store and buy high-end supplements, it's this kind of censorship. The funny thing about all of this is this. If you have ever met any of Jones's fans, they usually have one thing in common. They're working class. Jones has a regular man-on-the-street vibe about him, as well as a vibe of an obvious showman. Normal middle Americans relate to Jones, and he has been smart enough to surround himself with people who have a similar feel. Now, in a totally and completely unrelated turn of events, this comes just as signs point to Congress launching investigations into potential election meddling by the social platforms and their overt bias against dissident voices. In case you missed it, Representative Matt Gaetz of Florida discovered that Twitter had shadow banned him and other Republican members of Congress, and he has since called for an FEC investigation against Twitter for election meddling. Also lately, there have been calls by both regular citizens and lawmakers for an Internet Bill of Rights. I know that some will say that it is their property and that they're free to ban whomever they like. That's frankly idiotic and disingenuous. These platforms are where a great deal of political discourse now happens in the U.S. and in the broader West. They claim that they're the public square and defenders of free speech. Now, the timing is obvious as well, with a midterm election on the horizon, with all social indicators being that the left is going to get absolutely slaughtered at the polls come November. InfoWars has responded with several articles, as you can imagine. The following is an excerpt from one such article from InfoWars.com. Here are the real reasons InfoWars is being purged by big tech. InfoWars is widely credited with having played a key role in electing Donald Trump. By banning InfoWars, big tech is engaging in election meddling just 3 months before crucial midterms. With the InfoWars ban, Apple, Facebook, Spotify, and YouTube, Google, have all now ascribed themselves the power to remove people and outlets from their platforms based on their political opinions. This power will be abused time and time again to meddle in elections. The ban also set the precedent that the mere charge alone of having committed hate speech, with no specific examples even provided, is enough to memory hole an individual or group's digital presence. The ban is just a part of a wider censorship purge that also used stealth censorship, shadow banning, and algorithmic manipulation to hide and bury conservative content. Apple also chose to shut down InfoWars after we repeatedly criticized them for working with and selling data to the communist Chinese government. Just a coincidence, I'm sure. For conservative media outlets who don't speak out because they don't like InfoWars, we have a message for you. You're next. Facebook banned InfoWars after lobbying by both CNN and Democratic Congressman Ted Deutsch of Florida. This isn't just a private company. This is brazen political censorship. CNN has long been lobbying for Facebook and YouTube to censor InfoWars. CNN is a direct competitor to InfoWars, as well as to virtually every major YouTube channel out there, many of whom get more views than CNN does. CNN's Oliver Darcy openly called for InfoWars to be censored in mid-July 2018 in a moment of absolute total lack of self-awareness. According to Oliver Darcy of CNN, Facebook is hosting an event about how committed they are to fighting fake news, but they have no good answer when I ask as to why they permit InfoWars to have a page on their platform. There's something truly comical about a news network calling for the censorship of a competitor while simultaneously crying about the Trump administration revoking press credentials of their reporters. The tone deafness is amazing to behold. What's even more amazing is the sheer idiocy of this move by these tech giants. They've made Jones and InfoWars a symbol for free speech. People like me, who don't particularly like the guy, will now rally to defend him. What's more, when Republicans keep control of the Congress after the election, they'll be more than happy to pass the Internet Bill of Rights, making this kind of fascistic censorship illegal. This is how an industry kills itself into regulation, by acting like would-be tyrants. It would be hilarious if the stakes weren't so high and the consequences for democracy so very real.
Thank you for listening. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe. You can follow me on social media with links in the description. Dominus Vobiscum.